Good morning. I want to address a couple of the comments I had yesterday when I made these boxes. I don't like seeing these holes either. All right, but here's the thing. Uh, Time is money. This is not a job I went looking for. All right, guy called me, seemed like a nice guy. I was at the shop. He lived close, seemed interesting. He cruised by, showed me some stuff, and then kind of talked me into doing this project. It was a mistake for me to take this project because I'm now on day 3 of this, right? Yesterday was all day with this. I put in a part of the day before that, milling up all this redwood. Well, going to the place to pick everything, selecting the lumber for that, getting the plywood, getting all that up on the roof, getting over here, milling that stuff up, doing the preliminary glue ups. That's pretty much a day. Yesterday was a day. Now I'm here. Here's the thing. This guy had a $500 budget. I was like, dude, I don't know. I don't think I could do it for $700. So, he's like, how about 6? And he was just kept smiling at me and wouldn't. I like the guy, James. I'm not picking on you. This is not about you. This is about doing work in general. If you looked at like my buddy deal right now, even what I would normally charge for my time, I'm at like $1,400 in time and material to make these boxes. It's not, I can't do that for people. Like, nobody's going to pay that kind of money. And now taking this job on, which I enjoy the brain tease of it, figuring things out. But you have to understand that that's keeping me now from doing the things I'm supposed to be doing for these people who own this garage in this house. I need to be doing stuff for them where I am getting paid for something. And then tomorrow I got to go look at something else. So I can't do this. I should never have taken this on. It was a mistake. They're cool, and we're going to show you some of that. I'm going to show you a little more of that in a separate video. I'm heating up my branding iron right now, and I'm going to go ahead and fill these holes just on the sides. I shouldn't, but I'm going to, just because I want to show you how to do it. I'll do that right now. And then another thing, a guy mentioned that the bench moves. Yeah, it's on wheels. This is not a great shop space. It's not mine. I don't own this. I use it. And every night I got to put a car in here. So everything's on wheels. I can block these wheels with little blocks when I'm really working hard on the bench, and I do that. But for me to hit it with a file real quick, it wasn't a big deal. Also, a guy mentioned that it's better to put a spindle sander and a drill press. Yeah, you're not telling me anything I don't know already. Thanks. I actually have a random orbit spindle sander that's handheld, Porter cable. I don't know where it is. I tried to find it this morning to show you. I might have brought it to Arizona already. The thing is if you're very precise, you don't need to do it. At least not very much. So when you saw me hitting that with a file in that video yesterday, that's all it took. And I defy anybody to come in here and find a major imperfection with these hand grips. They're almost perfect. So they only took a couple seconds. Now, the amount of time it would have taken me to set up a spindle sander on the drill press and do all that and create all that dust and everything, a couple strokes with a hand tool, I'm done already. I finished that before you'd be able to set that up. And even to set up my other machine and then set that up on a bench and put this in a vise and everything else. All it took me was clamping it down, hitting it with a file a little bit, done. You still want to run some sandpaper in here now, but it's pretty good. So time is money, is what I'm saying. Another guy mentioned these holes. He's like, are you going to putty those? Yeah, puttying is weekend warrior shit, okay? A faster, better, more effective way to do this is right here. Now, the thing is that it's not perfect. It's not the best way to do it with soft woods, but I need 16. Okay, right there, it pulled out. That's the problem. But basically what you do is I'm going to make 16 plugs here and try to get them all out in one piece. And then I'll glue them into these holes. And then I'll cut them off with a flush trim plug cutter saw by hand. And I'll trim them with a chisel, and you'll have wood there. Much better. Much, much better. It looks better. And, is that too close? I don't know if that's on Zoom or not. I don't remember where I had that setting. I'll step back for you. Um, the thing about that is it looks better. It's going to be wood. And then the problem with the putty is the putty gets into the grain on the wood. So that around your putty spot, you have putty in there. And you sand this, and if you're going to apply a clear finish, let's say, you're going to see that around there. The putty always looks like garbage. This is the right way to do it. The problem is, again, it really, it's better, it works better in hardwoods. And I guess I thought to myself, I'll try this in the redwood because, yeah, it's going to be a problem. Maybe I'll find a piece of hardwood, I guess, because it's not, this is going to happen again right here. And they just get stuck in this little thing. It's not the best for softwood. But this plug cutter works with, here, I'll just spin you around here. Check it out. I'm putting a kit together here for a job I got to do next. So that plug cutter works with these countersink bits. This is a fuller set. So these first two are smaller. They work with the plug cutter that's over there, and the larger ones here work with this plug cutter. So you countersink your holes with these, you make your own plugs, and then essentially you can make your wood match. So what that means is, let's say I made a piece in mahogany. I can make all my plugs in mahogany, and I can even usually get the grain to line up so the plugs disappear completely. But my favorite thing to do with those is to do a contrasting wood, right? So like if this was mahogany, I could do these in white oak or something so that they pop a little bit. The thing I don't like about it, it's a perfect circle. So, you know, it looks like you used a plug cutter, which is a nice detail to do. Believe it or not, other than what you just saw with that plug breaking there because it's a softwood. Normally with hardwoods, zip, 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 you make them all, you pop them out with a screwdriver, you put a little glue, you tap it in, you let it dry, you cut it flush. It's actually faster to do the plugs, the wood plugs, than it is to do the putty. The putty, if you're going to mix it up, tons of different ways to do it. He's like, I learned a long time ago you take sawdust and wood glue. Dude, you're not giving me... in case you guys haven't been here long enough, I've been doing this for over 37 years. Every kind of way to make some kind of friggin' putty, I've done it, all right? The thing I like the most, the easiest one that I like, it's a powder. It's the Hercules wood putty because it sands and takes stain and everything. That's what I like. And you just bring it with you in powder form, mix it with a little water, zap, 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 you're done. So I hope all this helps. Don't go anywhere, there'll be more. I already know that people are going to go, you should be doing that in a drill press. This is the problem with doing YouTube, you know. Everybody else is an expert. Again, if I took the time to try to set that up in the drill press, I'd still be setting it up in the drill press. Now I'm done. So the thing is you've got to grab this thing and be friggin' strong and boom, 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 and get it done. Time is money. You know, there's too many people on YouTube showing you all this stuff and all these gadgets, which all, you guys might not realize this, but setup is everything. I mean, it takes so long to set up Um, these things just snap right out of here. To set up your tools, just like it does to set up a camera and a mic and everything else on a tripod. That's why my videos are as raw as they are. I don't have the time. I'm doing too many things at the same time. So that's why everything looks the way it is and the way things are done. If, eventually, I think that YouTube is going to pay me enough money to where maybe YouTube could be the main thing that I do. I don't know. At that point, maybe I can get slower with things and do a better quality for you. This is a piece of walnut that I had left over from, this is from when I did the pedestal table. This is a piece I cut off. That was the border around that walnut table I did. And it's just about time. 20 minutes with this thing plugged in. This is my brand. Let's show you that real quick. All right, the thing about this is you want to test it on something first so that you know how long to hold it, because it's going to be different with every type of wood. Now, this branding iron might not be super flat anymore, so I kind of rotate it to all four sides a little when I'm doing this. I typically will count that. See, that was a little much, but that's pretty good. Where am I? Here we are. So let's count it this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's about right. 7 seconds. And that looks a lot better. So next step. The next step is to go ahead and make a line on the box here and just put it on. And I'm not crazy about this. People have given me grief on it. Like, could be off a little. It's handmade, man. It's okay. This is my thing. I'm not like everybody else. Many of you are way better at this stuff than I am. Make your own video. But let me get this set up and I'll do it. All right, just to demonstrate this for you. And again, this is not fine furniture. One thing, you want to make sure you get the end of this that's going in. It's designed to be tapered along the top edge of that. That's how those plug cutters work. Make sure it's clean. Dab a little glue in here. It can be messy. It's okay. You're going to clean it up. Fit this in here. Give it a little spin. I like to seat it with a hammer sometimes. See, if it goes on an angle, that's, you want to try to straighten that out. This is only 1/2 inch. It's okay because the glue is going to set. It's going to be like a weld. You're going to come back to this and cut these off. So I'll have all these plugs in before you could mix up putty. And by the way, I've tried everything you can buy. At least, I don't buy it anymore. Maybe there's some new product out there that's better. But when I was buying stuff like that, I didn't find anything I ever really liked all that much. This one's a little shallow, so I don't know how well it's going to stick in there. I've gone way over the top on this project. It was all supposed to be made out of just the 1/2 inch plywood, even the front panels. So I don't have anybody else but myself to blame of why this has taken a little bit longer. But again, even though this is not fine furniture, and well, let me show you something real quick. I like to just kind of come in after I tap those in because you get a little bit of glue coming out. I just like to hit it right now with a little bit of water to try to get that, but you got to be gentle because if these are a little bit loose, You can knock them around, and you don't want to do that. I just like to get as much of this off as possible so I'm not trying to sand it later, especially with plywood. I hate working with plywood. Building furniture, I almost never use plywood. I'm almost always using hardwoods, which is way better. More forgiveness. You can manipulate the project more and not worry about it. But with this, if you were going to, I'm not going to make this perfect. It doesn't need to be. The guy himself is supposed to do the finish on this. So I'm already going way beyond. Grab a couple of these. Just to show you, I'm showing you this in real time here. Not trying to over rush it or anything. But again, the point is somebody made the comment. So I think I could kind of teach you guys a little something here at the same time. That happens. God damn. This morning with the trucks out here already. I'm going to just stick this in and hope it stays because this is a shallow one. This one here is kind of shallow too. Again, 1/2 inch. I don't have a lot of room here to do this. Apologize for the background noise here. It's Los Angeles. The positive thing about the hardwood plugs is you can make them and they snap out of the part real well when you're making them. The bad thing about it is it's hardwood, so when you go to cut them with the flush cut saw, you got to make sure that glue's set up. So it's better to not be impatient with this. Usually 20 minutes is enough, but the longer you wait to come back and cut these off, the better. When you know, especially when you know you've gone in kind of shallow. Four more. I'll get these done and I'll get back to you. All right, I think that's about it. I did get the switch for the vacuum, so I'm going to try to pop that in real quick before this kid gets here to pick me up. I got to go hang a giant piece of artwork in a corporate office. I might have mentioned that already in this video. But again, time is money. That's the thing. That's the reason why I don't waste the time on setup. If I can knock something up, really knock something out very quickly with a hand tool like a file. But the big reason I'm able to do that is because I'm precise. Like those holes were drilled perfect. I got a perfect line with the scroll saw or the jigsaw, and very little finesse needed to be made there to make that look right. So really, you want to set up that drum sander in your drill press or use a random orbit spindle sander or whatever if you're sloppy, if you're not as precise as I am. So you need to build your skills better, so you need to do less of that. You got it? So there's that going on. And what was the last thing I was going to say? It's just, there's something I've done for a long time that's helped me in the business aspect of this, which is what you see here, which is, it's a pretty good phrase. It's called under promise, over deliver. So normally that's good for me if I want to get another job from somebody. With this, it was a weird situation because, hey, I need these boxes. Here's the parameters we're working within. 39 inches wide, 9 inches tall, 33 inches deep. And as I was building these, and you saw me mention that in the video yesterday, I realized they're just too deep to do exactly the way I sketched out for him. So it worked out better to do this with the sliding drawers. And those sliding boxes that are in there, actually, I forgot. I got a countersink and put some screws in those too. I'm not going to plug those. That would be friggin' ridiculous. For strength, right now they're just pin nailed and glue. But I will say that type on 2 wood glue and pin nails, it can actually hold quite a bit of weight. You'd be shocked. But so I got to do that. And yeah, my point is usually I'm doing something that it's hardwoods, it's more of a fine furniture build. This is not fine furniture. I've used some of that thinking with it, as you guys can tell and see. But in those projects, of course, I'm charging more for my time. It's easier for me to do the under promise, over deliver thing. And then they get it and they're like, holy crap, that's awesome. And they understand. And the other thing I've done for years, and I haven't been doing it because man, my email for my server on my phone stopped working when I got the new computer because I had to redo something and I didn't do it. So normally I would email myself my pictures, and I haven't been doing that for quite some time now because I used to do complete picture folders on the Mike Z Design Facebook page. And that fell off a while ago anyhow, because again, that's a crap ton of time. Ever since I started putting more time into YouTube and making these videos, I don't have the time to do all that. But the way I look at it is, if you go to the Mike Z Design Facebook page and you go to photos and albums, I don't know how many albums I got there, but you can see what I'm capable of. It's enough, you know. I don't feel like I need to sell myself that much anymore. The only thing I need to do is let people know that I'm out here and I'm available to do things. So, yeah. And that, by the way, that Facebook page does not represent everything I've ever done. There's tons of stuff I did. You know, there's actually, if you scroll all the way through those, there's a folder called Early Work, and it's just a few snapshots of stuff I was doing back in 1987, 1988, 1989. There's not a lot in there. I wasn't taking pictures of everything back then. I was working on boats. I was doing all kinds of stuff. So, again, over 37 years of doing this stuff. Yeah. So I hope I explained those comments, and not just to the people who commented, but there's a lot of people who don't comment that think the same thing. When I was doing that and the bench was shaking, I knew people are going to see that. And I thought, yeah, somebody will probably say something about this. Sure enough, somebody had to say something about it. It's fine. I'm not angry about it. But I'm just letting you know, it doesn't matter, man. I was so precise with that. Again, a couple strokes, I was ready to go. Done. So I hope I answered your questions. You guys understand what's going on in my mind here a little bit more. And that's it for now. I got to end this, put it together. I'll get it out to you now before I even get to the next thing. I'm going to try to get this switch in. And that's it. Be kind to one another. Have a great day. And keep the comments coming. Again, I'm not upset by any of that. But now I'm explaining it. So to be honest with you, sometimes these questions are great because they give me another excuse to do content. You might see me looking like hell too. I woke up in the middle of the night last night to take a leak. I got back in bed and for some reason I just could not fall back asleep. And then I woke up this morning to these text messages at like 6 a.m. or quarter to 6 in the morning from the girl I was talking to yesterday, and I guess she's just screwing with me, but it was really bizarre. I was like, I don't need to deal with this shit right now. It was crazy. At any rate, we won't get into that. You guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.